Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Today's topic is why so many wealthy black men marry women from other races. Why so many wealthy black men marry women from other races. Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now let's dive into this sensitive topic. Now we've all seen it. Wealthy black men, and many of them come right out of impoverished neighborhoods, and in these impoverished neighborhoods usually is with their own race and everything. But once they make money, once they start their ascension to wealth, why do they choose to marry women from other races? Well, there are a number of reasons. All right, first, let's go with the superficial reasons. Many black men believe that white women are the prize. So they prefer to get the prize if they can. Black women have been put down for ages as if we don't have much value as far as our own men are concerned. So they choose to date women from other races. Now, I've heard men say that women from other races are easier. They're not combative, they submit, their man is everything. They take care of him. They support him and boost his ego. I've heard that a lot from men. Well, the thing about that is black women do that too. Like I said, the superficial reasons. Now, the other superficial reason with black men, I think it comes from slavery. I really do. Because the white woman has always been forbidden fruit to the black man. Forbidden fruit. So if they can get a white woman or marry a white woman, now they feel uplifted. They feel like they are equal to everyone, which is a falsehood because they're still black. You see, and in this society, black, stay back. You understand? It's a hindrance in today's society. Not saying that it's always going to be a hindrance, but right now it is a hindrance. And the black woman ends up at the bottom of the barrel because their own men, as they continue to grow and to be all that they can be, they want a prize on their arm. And in their minds, the prize is a woman from a different race. All right, whether she is Hispanic, European, or whatever. But she's usually she's a lighter complexion because in today's society, unfortunately, white is right. Okay, so many of these wealthy men. Now let's look at it. Women from other races are out looking for wealthy men. Okay, they're out looking for wealthy men. All right, and black women are too. But the thing about them is that they're more aggressive. When they see a black man who's making money, they can be very aggressive in going up and meeting him and, and all in his, face and that kind of thing. Where a black woman stands back and waits to be approached because that's the way she cares about herself. She's not going to be all over him and, and praising him and all of that, just because he has money. Not like them. There are some black women who will do it, but the amount of white women or women from other races that will flood them with attention when the black woman comes along is minute. It really is, because again, the mindset, the white woman being the prize, she's going to get first dibs on him. Many black men believe that black women present too many challenges because we have a voice. We are used to surviving on our own. All right. We are not weak women. And a lot of women from other races have not suffered the way that the black woman has. So, they may be a weaker breed. They won't be as forceful. They won't be as outspoken. But the black woman is very outspoken because she had to be. Everything that the black woman is because society has forced her to be this way to survive. But the black man forgets that. The black man, many of them act like, it's not, I don't care. It's not an issue. You see, during slavery, the black family was torn apart. In other cultures, this didn't happen. The family stayed together with their culture, with their traditions, things like that. Black men in America don't have any traditions, don't have any culture. It's been lost. It's been stolen. Many of us don't know where we came from. We are told that we came from Africa, but the Africans say, no, you aren't. You didn't come from us. And we don't even look like them. People, the thing about it is all of this affects the black man from a very young age. From a very young age, because he's looking at propaganda, TV, social media, reading books, and the white woman always comes out on top. She's always the prize. So it's embedded in their minds to get them a white woman. Now, this is not all black men, because, some black men will date women from other races because they want their children to look a certain way. That's fine. That's fine. And we're not talking about them, but it happens. They just want their kids to look a certain way. And in their minds, they're thinking because their kids are looking this way, they may have more advantages than just coming out being of a pure race, black. Okay? So men have many reasons for doing that. And I've seen many of them who start out before they make it with a black woman. That black woman is with them, grinding, helping them to be a success right there in the trenches with him. But once he gets successful, what does he do? He'll divorce her and go for the prize. What's in his mind? The prize. He'll want a Becky. You see? Because all of this is really in your mind. Other cultures don't like to intermarry because they want to keep their race pure. They want to keep their traditions pure and their cultures pure. And that's why they hesitate to marry, to intermingle. Okay? And I'm not saying that it's wrong one way or the other. It's just the way that people think and why they do the things that they do. But the black race in America because we don't have any cultural traditions. Everything is guesswork because we've been told so many lies about where we came from, who we are, and all of that as a people. So we're actually just torn apart. And we're all just doing the best we can to survive in this system. Okay? But for Black men, wealthy Black men, no matter who you decide to marry in life, don't forget your people because other races don't. Whoever they marry, when they get to be a success, they look back at their people and try to do something to uplift their people as a whole. And that's what wealthy Black men should do, no matter, what woman they decide to be with. But some of them will marry a woman from a different race, and all of a sudden now they acting like they from that race. They don't want to have anything to do with Blacks anymore. In fact, they don't even want to be considered being Black anymore. They just want to be neutral. And this video is about why wealthy Black men prefer to marry women from another race. Because they're easier and they don't challenge them. And especially if they're from another country, it'll take them a while. It will take the women, a while to catch on to American ways. And once they do, many times they're leaving. So men have their reasons why they do the things that they do. And one last point I wanted to make. Remember, men like to date women who are convenient, close. All right. And these wealthy men, a lot of them will meet a woman at work. She's the secretary or she's the office something, or he'll meet her at a party function that they go to. And at these functions where these wealthier men go, it's not many Black women. You see? And men like to date what's convenient. A woman from a different race. She's there at every function. There's very few Black women that will be there. So he doesn't have a real choice. If he, for Black women, he would have to come out of that environment probably and meet her. Not saying that she's not there, but many times, certain occasions, it's only a sprinkling. Only a sprinkling there. And especially if he's single and looking for a single Black woman at these events, it may be a little more difficult, you see. And that's where they, usually find somebody to date and it could turn into marriage. Okay. So it has nothing to do with, the person. People are people. And personally, I have nothing against race or anything like that. But I do see the trend of wealthy Black men preferring to marry women from a different race. Okay? So, like I said, a number of things. Maybe they consider these women more beautiful. Maybe they consider these women less trouble. Maybe they consider these women more submissive. Maybe these women feed their ego constantly. And maybe these women allow them to be in full control. I hope that you understand the message today. I know this was a tricky topic, but I hope that I've said something that can clear up this issue for you. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. And if you're looking for today's affirmation, the link is also in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.